Lipids, otherwise known as fats. Fat is the term we commonly use for lipids. The fat in our food contributes to their texture, flavor, what they smell like, or their aroma. It is the fat that gives ice cream its smooth texture and its very rich taste. Fats are going to include your oils. Fats are found in eggs, dairy products. However, although fats are what's going to give food some of their appeal in terms of taste and texture and aroma, they also add more calories than any other nutrients. So basically, there are 9 calories found in 1 gram of fat. And you compare that to a carbohydrate where there's only 4 calories per 1 gram of fat. So consuming too much lipids or fats can contribute to weight gain. Also, what makes fats confusing is that there are different kinds of fats. There are good fats, there are bad fats, and so eating too much of the wrong kind of fat can actually have detrimental health effects in terms of increasing your chance for heart disease, and there appears to be a link to increasing risks of cancers as well. A lot of the food we eat has fat in it naturally, so animal products, dairy products, they naturally have some fats in it. However, in the processing process of making food, we are often adding fats into our food in order to help make them maybe a little bit more stable for shelf life, in order to add that flavoring. And the other issue is that oftentimes we add fat ingredients to our food in terms of when we add salad dressing to our salads, or when we add butter or margarine to our sauces. Those things, we are adding fat into our diet. Sometimes the fat in our food is really obvious. I mean, you can see when you spread butter onto your toast, or you can kind of see the layer of fat that is around any of the meat products that you eat. However, not all dietary fats are pretty obvious. So cheese, cream, ice cream, milk, these things are really high in fat, but we don't necessarily think of them as being something that is a high fat food because that fat isn't necessarily visible. So this week we're going to look at everything that has to do with fats. You know, what's the difference between a saturated fat and an unsaturated fat? What's the difference between those two and a trans fat? What happens as we try to chemically break down fats into our body? What is cholesterol? Cholesterols are directly related to fats. So how does eating fats affect our cholesterol, either in a good way or in a bad way? Again, depending on if you're eating saturated or unsaturated fats. We're also going to look at what happens if you eat too much fat, why you need to have some fat in your diet, and any kinds of health implications in having too much of the wrong types of fats. What could that actually be doing to your long-term health? And what are some of the sources of fats in our diet that we can get? Sources of good fat and sources of bad fat.